Camelot 331 here, and I got something really, really special for you today. It's been a while since I've done this, but we're gonna peruse the sewers. And I'm gonna tell you some pretty spicy stuff, and I hope you're ready for it. Look, guys, things are getting pretty serious. They're getting real serious, and I'm barely alive. Every now and then I look at that window, which is 3 stories up right here, and I think, you know what? It might be nice just to face plant out this bitch. I'm gonna jump into a lot of examples of the spicy today, and hope you're ready, because if you haven't had hot wings recently, to get your body ready, you're probably not gonna survive. If you make it to the end, please comment down below, because you a bitch. Before we get into this, make sure you like this video, make sure you share it with your boys. I'm shadow banned as hell again. Rest in peace. I've been banned on Instagram, Twitter, and everything. Why? No idea. Probably because my head's too damn big to fit into the frame of the photos, and they're kind of offended by it. But I'm not stopping, okay? We don't stop here. So first things first, my part-time job told me I had to go full-time or quit. You ever notice this trend where companies would be like, here, we're gonna pay you $8 an hour, which is terrible. Also, you're gonna have to be inside a trash can with rats, and they're gonna bite you probably. And then also, you gotta work 70 hours a week. And you're like, that all sounds real terrible. And you're like, never mind, I'm not gonna take this job. And you're like, man, nobody wants to work. It's like, hey, maybe you should entice them more. If I was to buy pizza and it was trash, and then the owner was like, nobody wants pizza anymore. No, nobody wants the shit pizza anymore. It says I have a steady full-time job, but I always keep a part-time job for a few nights a week and a weekend day. My latest was at a small recycling company taking apart old computers. The work kind of sucks, but I walked all the way there from home last week. My boss tells me to start coming in full-time next week because he can't find any other help. I reminded him I have a full-time job that pays the bills and has full-time benefits, so I couldn't. He blew up at me saying that nobody wants to work and said I could just quit if I couldn't help more. Shocking. I laughed thinking he was kidding, but he wasn't. I asked him if he was serious, and he said he needed dedicated full-time help. I asked, so you can't find help, but you'd rather have me quit than work part-time? He said, yes. Effective when, I asked. He said I could leave right now, so I left. He texted me 3 times, and I haven't even looked at the messages. Might as well enjoy my nights and weekends for a while. His logic just doesn't damn make sense. Dude, it's insane to me. It's insane to me. This weird idea that if you work here, this has to be your only job in a time period where you kind of have to work 1 or 2 or 3 jobs depending on where you are in the world geographically. It's very important. Back when I was working at GameStop, they didn't want you working anywhere else. And they give their part-time staff like 1 day a week or 1 day every 2 weeks. I don't understand that mentality. If you can't find help, probably don't fire your only help because you're petty, you goofy bastard. I might get fired because I pushed back on management canceling my time off for my mother's funeral. This is insane, and this only reminds me of Walmart. So this person says, the week after I got the news that my mom had passed away, I put in a request for my paid 2 weeks off to my manager. She approved it through the program we use to put a time off request in. I knew that I needed this time to go out of town, so all my funeral plans are based on these 2 weeks, and I made that very, very clear to my manager in the email I sent her about a month ago. She called me into her office yesterday during my shift to tell me that they canceled my 2 weeks off because they're understaffed. Oh my God, nobody wants to work. I was absolutely shocked. The first thing I asked her was why she didn't tell me this news sooner. I sat there explaining to her that I needed these 2 weeks off for my family. She gave me the whole manager BS tone with the, I understand that, but we need you to understand too. We're a family here. No, my real family just passed away. I got extremely angry sitting there listening to her go on and on about just being a messenger and how if I have a complaint, I should let her boss know. Ooh, I'd be slapping a left cheek and a right cheek. I snapped at her and said, isn't your job organizing these things so your employees can take time off for important things? She continued with her corporate tone BS. So I just told her that I'm done talking and that I'm leaving for this funeral. Whether they find someone to fill or not, that's fine. She said, that's good and well, but if you take off unapproved time, we'll have to let you go. So I just said, that's fine, and walked out of her office. WTF, it was approved, and when I checked the program, she somehow removed the status when she approved it. Wow, I don't know what to do. The job pays well, but I'm faked. Look, guys, I could never be in this situation. If my mother had passed away, which is something I literally cannot even imagine right now. If my mother passed away, and the company I worked at told me that I could not take time off for her funeral, that manager that was telling me this, relaying this information to me, would get punched square in the face, broken nose and all. Don't care who you are, what color you is, what's between your damn cheeks. You're going down. Because that is the absolute most abhorrent, disrespectful thing you can do. 100%. I can't go to my mother's funeral. Would you say that again? Sternly. Because you get knocked out. Because you deserve it. Because I'm losing my job regardless that day. Might as well add an assault charge to it. No! What if you put your 2 weeks in because of poor working conditions and you were fired? Would you have some kind of legal leeway? Check this out. This says, I put in my 2 weeks because of poor working conditions and was fired. Look at this. Just look at this. Oh my God. What is this? Is this a truck stop in 1972 that hasn't been open since then? Look at this. Where's the health department? Where are you? This hasn't been cleaned since World War I. Holy mother of God. And you were fired because of this? You were fired. I would be all over it. Call the health department immediately. Maybe call the police. Because they might find a body or two in between these stoves. Because it's been that damn long. The mafia came and went, baby. Find him. Where's Henry Hill? He's there, son. And that's the thing, man. Like, bosses, executives, CEOs have no idea what people go through on a daily basis. Okay? They go through stuff like bad working conditions, like we just saw, or people that have family, people that have funerals, tragedies, bills, not a lot of money to their name, right? But how do they feel about this? Millionaire CEO laughed that the employee did not have $200 to spend. Shocking. I worked for a marketing firm pre-pandemic in SoCal. In addition to email, social, web marketing, we also had a staffing arm of the company. This talent agency was responsible for staffing most of the people at CES and similar trade shows. Companies would hire a few people to staff events. In 2019, we had a bunch of different staff fly to Vegas for the event. One of the staff was hired last minute, was told to go to the airport and it would be covered. Gets to the airport and there was an issue with the ticket. The talent called our CEO while standing at the airport to let him know that he needed $200 for a change in the flight. Shocking, right? Which is a very normal occurrence. Rather than just giving our company card, our CEO told him to buy the ticket and we would reimburse him. The employee didn't have an extra $200 to his name, and the CEO was pissed. Kept walking around saying, "Who doesn't have an extra $200? Maybe all of your employees." This is something that we see every single day, and it's so frustrating. CEOs, look, there's a lot of them out there that are probably all right, but I don't know any. They're probably all pretty damn bad, right? They can't possibly relate to normal everyday people, especially the people that work in their own damn company, right? What's even further? Celebrities are the same way, right? They're always talking about imagine no possessions. Always talking about we shouldn't worry about money. You ever notice that it's always the extremely wealthy telling people that money isn't everything? Yeah, sorry. It's because you get to drive a Ferrari daily. I can't say that, all right? And that's the issue. CEOs cannot relate. Celebrities cannot possibly relate to any of these issues, which is why they all think identically, right? You ever seen a young female celebrity ask why poor people don't just ask for money from their father?
Oh, you don't have money? Why don't you just ask your dad?
That's what they say. They legitimately believe this. It's insane. That brings us to the spiciest of the spicy, guys. I was offered my old job as a bribe. Damn. I'm a nurse that was laid off last November. I found a completely different job with better hours and better pay in July. I was called to fill in the hospital I used to work for. Initially, I thought it was a mistake. A week after the call, I started getting messages from former colleagues asking how I was doing. Then my former manager messaged me asking the same thing. I knew they had a problem retaining experienced nurses, so I had a clue where this was heading. Finally, about 20 days later, after the first call, I was contacted by the HR staff of the hospital and was offered my old job back with the exact same shitty pay. I declined. Fast forward to last Monday, I was contacted by a lawyer to be a witness on a wrongful termination case against the hospital. A CNA in the U.S., was fired for bad performance. She worked through an ectopic pregnancy and had to be hospitalized, and the hospital used it as an excuse to fire her. Sounds like this hospital is owned by the Walmart family. I was working with her on the first 2 times she fainted at work and had to go to the hospital. The hospital basically tried to bribe me with my old job so I wouldn't testify against them. Is it bad for me to be excited about the trial? Imagine this. Imagine you're getting paid terribly. You get laid off. And then to try to make it where you don't get the company in hot water, they offer you the same money back. You better be giving me $10 an hour more, you dumbass. The whole point is to make me not want to screw you over. And it just goes to show that these people are so far detached from reality that are in charge of all this. Well, we'll just give them the same pay. No. People are sick and tired of these actions. There are companies out there that will give their employees a 5 to 8 cent raise. 5 to 8 cents, guys. An hour. And they will flaunt it in emails to people. We gave all of our employees a raise, and they're flaunting their company morale. They have no idea what that means. No idea. Because the last time they were struggling, RC Colas and Moon Pies were 5 cents. That's the difference. If you like this video, we're going to do some more like these. It's reading all the struggles across a broad range of insane occurrences in the ether. Please submit your stories directly to me. In my email, I guess, because I'm banned on everything. Please get the hell on it, doggone it. Share, like, comment down below. Follow me on locals in the description. And please, get the hell on it, doggone it. Bye. Yeah.